Hi, I'm Daniel,
And I'm Jamie.
and we're here to talk to you about being real. Uh, when you first join our groups and you put together an intro, you pick a pictures that you want in your post. Do you crawl right out of bed and take your picture right away like that? Probably not. Uh, Women want to do certain things, and men want to do certain things, flexing or whatever it is we do to convey a persona. And that's good. That's okay. But there's some times where we go too far. There's sometimes we keep putting up a persona that isn't us, and that's not what is healthy for you, and that's not what you want to do. If you're putting up a persona too long, then you're probably advertising the wrong things. So when you find someone constantly maintaining a persona, you're actually finding the wrong person because they're not seeing who you really are.
Right. And that takes a lot of energy, a lot of effort to um, to be a different person and to not let them see who you really are. Um, and there's so much that goes with that because if we're not showing them who we really are, why aren't we?
Mm.
What's the purpose behind that? Um, if you're afraid they're not going to like you, what's going to happen later after you are in a relationship and when is the real you going to ever come out?
Or you get married and he sees you in your morning hair, or she sees him in his morning hair. Mine sticks up, by the way.
And like I said, why are we hiding? um, we should be we should be comfortable in ourselves and who we are, knowing that the Father created us this way, however we are, um, and be able to find joy in that and be happy in who we are. um, so I think that's really important to remember. Um, to be yourself, to be real, to be authentic, um, to take it in stride though, and not, just wide open up when you do talk to somebody, but take your time in getting to know each other. We all want to connect. We are hardwired. Brene Brown talks about this. We are hardwired to connect, to have that desire to connect and to belong, um, but not at the expense of losing who we are
Mm,
and being somebody that we're not.
that's right. See, the Father created us a certain way, and we have some faults that are part of who we are. We have some quirks that are part of who we are. And if we're trying to convey something that we're not, then we're really denying the Father's creation in us. And He's made us beautiful, He's made us wonderful. So um, we don't want to hide too much. Jamie alluded to the fact is, you don't spill your guts about everything about you. Everybody, the other person needs to earn their way to know more and deeper things. But that's different holding back some things that they're not that they haven't earned the right to hear versus putting on a false self. There's a big difference. So never be untrue to who you are, but also understand your boundaries and convey what is healthy and appropriate for your level within the relationship.
Right. And I I wore a mask my whole life. I was always trying to be somebody that I wasn't in order to fit in, but that's not belonging. Belonging is it's different than fitting in. When you put that mask on, you do whatever it takes to fit in with whoever you're with. But that's not belonging.
Mm.
That's betrayal. Like you've betrayed yourself.
Mm.
If you can't be who you are with other people, um, you're walking in a lie, really. And it is a betrayal to yourself and eventually to that person if you do end up marrying them. So, as Daniel said, put up those healthy boundaries. Um, don't word vomit. That is a sign, actually, of trauma. It's a
Mm-hmm.
trauma based decision
Mm-hmm.
to tell someone things that they have not earned the right to hear. Um, so, yeah, like wearing that mask is it's really dangerous, um, and the hiding is dangerous because Nobody gets to really see who you are, and they don't get to see your heart. And then, it cuts off that the connection that you would normally have with somebody. It does, it just cuts it off. And then let's say you have a relationship with someone, you get to know them, they think they're getting to know you, you marry, and then year and a half, 2 years down the road, you become this different person who, they think you're becoming different, but you're not really different. It's your true self is coming out, because you can't hide it forever. So it's eventually going to come out. So they're thinking, who is this person I married? And for you, because you're comfortable now in the marriage, you're just letting the mask come off, and you're being who you really are. And that's definitely not a good thing.
There's a difference between reverting to who you really are versus evolving. So you may change in a relationship somewhat, but you're not going to stop being fake, and that's not healthy for you, and it's not healthy for the person that's pursuing you or that you are pursuing. So be real, and don't be a chameleon. If they're not going to like you, then it's better to know up front rather than putting all that energy into a facade that isn't healthy anyways.
Right, because if you have that mask on and you're not letting them see who you really are, um, and you guys end up together, you're not with the right person. Mm-hmm. You're not with the person you're supposed to be with, because you're being your true self. Yeah. And to bring up my relationship with Daniel, he's the first guy. I mean, this is like, I'm being real honest here. Like, he's the first guy that I never changed with. I always had that mask on, and I was always trying to be somebody who they wanted me to be, or needed me to be, or who I thought they wanted me to be. And I wanted so badly for them to like me and want to be with me. I was trying to, it was that fitting in, and they didn't even know who I really was. But it was because shame. I know that's what it was. It was because I was hiding who I was, because I wasn't walking in, in like we talked about earlier, with how God created us. Mm-hmm. He created us beautiful, right where we are, right here, right now, this moment. And if someone else doesn't see that or appreciate it, that's okay. They don't have to. Right. But that's not your person. Yeah. And what was easy for me, why I didn't have that mask on with Daniel, was because we were friends beforehand. And I think that's a really important point to remember, is that if you're friends with someone, they already know who you are. Yeah. So you have that strong foundation of friendship, and you walk in that, and you get to know them even more so on a different level, a romantic level. Mm-hmm. There's no hiding. Yes. They already know who you are. They've already seen you at your worst, at your best. And so it makes it so much easier for that relationship to grow and evolve into something more. It just makes it so much easier. Yep. It's so much easier to just be yourself.
And you know what? If you're confident in who you are, people will see that, and they'll be more attracted to that than they will a false persona. Right. Because that false persona is a very a weak, insecure person, and that's not a healthy person, and that won't attract a healthy person. So know who you are, know your value, stand in that value, walk in that value, and be who you are. Again, with the proper boundaries, conveying some of those more deeper aspects of who you are, till they've earned that time through friendship, through the relationship. But other than that, just be you, and do it every day.
Absolutely.
So we love you all, and yes, we pray the best for you. And for us today, it's Shabbat, so Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.